Hey everybody, it's been a while, but I am back. It's been a while since I've done a whole lot of recording and releasing a video, but just because I'm not releasing videos doesn't mean I'm not down here. So I had surgery a month ago, and truthfully, within, I think the first week, I went extremely light. About the only thing I would do is a little bit of correctives, but by I think a week and a half after surgery, I had the all clear to go back to cardio. So I went for a 5-mile jog a week and a half after surgery. So recovery has been very smooth. And then I danced around a little bit. I did a heavy weight workout a couple of times, trying to kind of figure out what direction I was gonna head. Because the other thing is the weather's getting nicer, it's summer, and as I've said a couple of videos back or a little while back, I've slowly learned to adjust my training to the seasons. So wintertime, dark, crappy weather around here, that's when I'm already sleeping more and eating more, so that's when I've switched to, that's when my focus becomes hypertrophy and strength training. Summertime, gorgeous weather, the sun's shining, I don't get as much sleep, so I focus more on endurance training and a little bit of speed training just so I can be outside. So kind of looking at my options in regards to even other programs, and here I am back on an Athlean-X program, what I wanted to focus on, what was going to keep me in the actual gym for a minimal amount of time is the Built for Hollywood program, which I'm really excited about this one because this had a little surprise to it. So originally, Built for Hollywood was a 1-month bonus program you got as part of the Built compilation when you purchased. I don't know if you got the program when you just bought one of the programs. I ended up buying all 4 Built programs because when it originally came out, if you bought 3, you got the 4th one for free. And I was already very interested in strength, size, and longevity. Performance was the one that I was least interested in, but if I could get it for free, why not? And when I purchased those, I got the 1-month Built for Hollywood program. And then on Christmas, we got that beautiful Christmas gift of this program turned into a 3-month program. So looks like this is what my summer is going to entail, the Built for Hollywood program. Today I just finished day 3 of the program, so I'm not entirely familiar with it, but I've already learned a couple of things. And so here it is. The weight training program, the portion of the program is called FAT, and you have FAT A, FAT B, and FAT BW. So FAT in this case stands for Peripheral Heart Activation Training, and we have seen this technique, or I have seen this technique once before. That was in the Dragon program. This is one of those where a heart rate monitor, if you're trying to follow this program to a T, is going to be pretty crucial. So this is all circuit training in the weightlifting days, and it's lighter weights. So what goes on is you're going to have so many rounds. Before the round starts, you take your resting heart rate, complete the circuit. At the end of the circuit, your rest time is to rest until your heart rate gets to within 10% of your starting resting heart rate. And then you start again. And the rounds can vary how many rounds that you choose to do. It's lighter weights and it's faster. The circuits are set up to have minimal transition time. So the first workout, A, of this week, utilized dumbbells, a pair of dumbbells, and you stuck with those the entire circuit. Just some moves utilized one dumbbell, some utilized both. Today's Fat B, the entire circuit was to be done on a cable machine, but mind you, I do not have, a couple $1,000 fancy cable machine that would just utilize a pin system. So I had to kind of finagle it a little bit and utilize bands, because the transition would just added up way too much trying to move free weights around on and off my cable machine. The bands worked just fine. Just as I went through the circuits, I was definitely learning how to make the adjustments move much quicker. And the other thing that's kind of rough is only one time did I have to drop weights off of my cable machine, but obviously before the next circuit started, I had to add those weights back on. And day one of this fat training, peripheral heart activation training, I learned very quickly that if I sit down and actually use my rest for what it's supposed to be, rest time, my heart rate dropped very quickly and I had to get right back into the next circuit. When I start dilly-dallying around, moving the camera, writing things down, or having to adjust, the weights back, my heart rate doesn't recover as quickly. So some of that was just unavoidable, keeping track of things or setting up for the next circuit. With the dumbbell workout, it was very easy to stop, sit down, watch my heart rate recover, and get right back to where I needed to be. The nice thing is these circuits are not counted by reps. It's a set time. So you can set your timer and go. And then the last fat workout of the week, peripheral heart activation training, BW stands for body weight. So we also get a lot of body weight work in this program without it being all body work training, because Zero is one of those programs I did not finish because while I enjoy body weight training, I do find it very difficult, and I just can't do an entire program that is only that. So haven't tackled that workout yet. The other 3 days of the week, 2 days are interval training. So yesterday was a combination, I'm going to call it jog and sprint. Rather than jogging outside or on a treadmill, I chose to utilize the air bike and the rower, because as I've learned in previous programs, that air bike really can shoot my heart rate up, and it all depends on the split in regards to the intervals. Yesterday's was a 3-2-1, so that stands for the minutes in regards to the jogging or your recovery. And then in between those 3-2-1, you have 30-second sprint intervals. So there was a lot of recovery time in comparison to the last program I did with longevity, where that could be split into 1 minute was split into sprint recoveries. So sometimes your recovery was only 20 seconds, and that was intense. So this experience with that sprint setup, much easier, but again, the duration was longer. So in longevity, those sprint intervals they were done in sets of 40-20 or 20-40, 20-second sprint, 40-second recovery. That was only 3 or 4 minutes, and then you rested and did another set, whereas this was a continual 30-minute duration. Tomorrow, the intervals, this is where it gets a little bit different. This brings back memories of AX1. We're doing some jump rope with agility ladder. Luckily, again, this is the kind of workout you just go outside and draw yourself a nice agility ladder with chalk on the concrete. But I have looked ahead a little bit, and truthfully, it seems as though the interval workouts, one day is going to be your sprinting, and the other one is actually utilizing exercises. I know the one I think is like mountain climbers, inchworms. So again, that's bringing back a little bit of memories of AX1. And if you recall, AX1, the cardio was not my favorite. And then the end of the week, the ends with zone 2 training, and you finish up that zone 2 training with some mobility work, just about 3 mobility exercises that you do. The one thing I didn't mention though is on these sprint days or interval days, it is suggested that you do a 6-pack shuffle workout. So a couple things that I didn't see. That's a bummer that I work in on my own. Correctives, I haven't, besides the mobility drill on zone 2 day, I didn't see any correctives in the workouts, or those famous, beautiful iron will drills or longevity exercises from the Built program, i.e. dead arm hangs, farmer's carries, suitcase carries, phenomenal exercises that I still will be working in. But that being said, so far, every weightlifting day or fat training day, the final exercise in the circuit is a core move. So you win some, you lose some, I guess. In regards to 2 things, or I should say there's 2 other things I should note. Based on just this month, because remember, I explain as I go. I don't want to explain anything until I've actually done it. There's no heavy lifting. Like, you're not going to be, getting any 3x5s on deadlifts or under a squat bar. So that's something to keep in mind. And the other nice thing, this is extremely important to me in the summer also. My children are home. I don't want to be down here long because I don't get long before they start interrupting me and asking for something or needing something. As I said, if I sat down, my heart rate recovered very quickly and I had to get right back to the next circuit. You can get these workouts done rather quickly. So circuits currently, in the beginning, are made up of 6 moves. And those 6 moves are only right now done for 30 seconds. So, and then the rounds, as I said, that's determined by you, what you want to do. He gives you a range. But if you utilize your recovery, if you're in pretty decent shape, you sit down and actually recover, you're not sitting there for a long period of time. So that is always nice. Second off, for instance, fat A, as I said, a pair of dumbbells and that's all you utilized. If I wanted to, we do have a pool. My kids like to swim. I could easily take my dumbbells outside and do that workout right there in the grass, no problem. So that's another thing I love and I like to consider. And lastly, the end of this month does not have a challenge. That is typical in a lot of programs that we see. But the workouts are, you can test yourself to see if you are advancing. And he mentions this by keeping track of your number of reps for every exercise. And I will double check. I don't know if he also mentions noticing your heart rate in regards to how high it goes or how quickly it recovers. I'm not doing the counting reps. I think that just adds to the amount of stuff that you have to keep track of when you're already doing a workout that is meant to move quickly. So that's where we are at today. So I'll be finishing up this week. We've got another sprint or interval workout, the body weight fat training day, And then lastly is the zone 2, which I should mention, I already yesterday went for a long duration run. So zone 2 is kind of when I've got the opportunity to do it, I'll do it. Hey everybody, just rounded out the last workout of week 1 Athlean-X's Built for Hollywood. Trying to be a little quiet because I can hear one of my children stirring. So goal at this point this summer is getting out of bed early, which has happened thus far. Luckily my husband leaves early in the morning for work, so he gets me up about 5 in the morning. I can drink my coffee, I can watch the sunrise, and I can get these quick workouts done before the children wake up, because once the kids wake up, the day can get away from me very quickly. So it's nice to quick accomplish it, get it done. Today was the workout, the weight training workout that is all body weight. I made a couple of accommodations as I went, modified some things, completely erased one move by the last round, and flip-flop some moves just so it transitioned better for myself. For example, chin-ups were part of the circuit today, as well as diamond cutter push-ups. Chin-ups are the harder move for me, so I made chin-ups the first move and flopped it with the diamond cutter push-ups a round or 2 in, just realizing why wouldn't I tackle the hardest move for myself in the beginning. Doesn't change anything, still accomplishing what I need to accomplish. And then I realized with the chin-ups, pull-ups, those are hard moves for me. Those both appear at some point during these body weight interval workouts. Perhaps rather than utilizing the resistance band, using the bar setup for inverted chin-ups and inverted rows, I am playing around with the fact that that will probably work better for myself. And so that's about it. Oh, in regards to that interval workout, the other day, again, morning time, outside, get it done before the kids wake up. I included about a 1/4 mile run at the end of it just because I wanted a little extra, but that was not included in the actual workout written. So that workout is easily done in like 5 minutes. Technically, he has it written that you should do a 6-pack shuffle at the end of the 2 cardio interval days. I don't see myself doing that. If you've been watching my channel long enough, you know I'm not the greatest about core work. I'm just not a fan. When I'm done, I'm done. So maybe sometimes I will utilize equipment down here or do corrective that includes more like low back or glute strengthening. Beyond that, just not a huge core work fan. It sparsely and randomly will show up. But all of these weight training days, or strength training I should say, the final move in the circuit is a core move. So that is the end of the week. I have already got my thoughts about how I'm going to modify this for myself, and I guess we'll see how that goes, incorporating my modifications to next week. My brain doesn't have dibs on blood flow right now. So beyond that, yesterday I did, because it's Sunday, because my husband's home, I did go for a long jog. Long jogs at this point in time happen once, maybe twice a week, and they usually end up being anywhere at this point from 4 miles to 6 miles. And that's about it. That's the only time. And again, the other thing that does not appear written in the program at the end of this workout is correctives. I am going to jump in and do a corrective or two. One thing that I did modify with this workout towards the end, I completely cut out the diamond cutter push-ups, because one of the issues I have with push-ups is I feel them very intensely in my front delt, and it starts to cause me discomfort, and I do have shoulder issues, so I prefer not to aggravate that. So to compromise the last round, and I probably should have cut it out the last 2 rounds, I completely scrapped the diamond cutter push-ups, and I just extended the 2 leg moves to make up for that 30-second interval. But that's a wrap on week 1 built for Hollywood by Athlean-X. So far, very happy with my choice for the summertime. I will see you guys for week 2. Bye.